Welcome back to yet another, yes, you guessed it, Revolut video. Now I know what you might be saying, Kai, how many more Revolut videos are you going to make? But trust me, this is going to be a good one, because in today's video I'm actually going to show you how you can technically get a free Revolut Metal plan, which is the highest plan of Revolut. But not just that, but actually make a lot of money with that card. But I don't want to waste your time and be very straightforward. So if you don't travel very much or typically spend less than 2,000 euros per month, most likely this video or Revolut Metal is not really for you, and most likely you are better off with the free plan, the Revolut standard plan, because you get a lot of the functionality free of charge. But if you are traveling a lot, sending money internationally, exchanging money, and spend more than 2,000 euros a month, then you should seriously consider signing up to Revolut Metal. This is not a sponsored video. I don't get any money from Revolut. Sadly, by now they should really support me. I hope, maybe one day, who knows, but I genuinely love the product. And now, after many years of using Revolut, finally I made the decision to upgrade to Revolut Metal. In fact, I have a whole YouTube playlist about Revolut. And as you can see over here, 10 months ago I actually made a video why I'm leaving Revolut Premium, which I've been using for many years until that date. And then from that moment, I actually switched to the free plan, which I used for quite a while. Then Revolut came back to me with a special offer where they gave me, I believe, 2 months of free premium, and I upgraded once again and was happy with them. Then 6 months ago over here, you can see I was reviewing Revolut Metal, and at the time I actually said, it's not worth it for me. You're much better off keeping with Revolut Premium, because the additional benefits for me at the time were not really worth the additional payment per month. And then fast forward to today, where I actually just upgraded to Revolut Metal. I'm really happy about it. I'll run you through my thought process. But interestingly enough, I asked all of you, which plan are you on? And most people actually, wasn't really surprised, are on the free plan. The Plus plan seems to be the least desirable plan, which honestly I also agree. I don't really see the point of it. Either you go for the free or the premium, which I had for so long, or a number of you have actually the Metal, and that's the plan we want to talk about today. If you compare the different plans, obviously some of them depend on which country you're in. Some of the plans have a few more benefits or perks in different countries, like the UK for example. Check it out for yourself wherever you live. Just go on Revolut, compare plans, and you will see the monthly cost also obviously depends which region you are living in. So yeah, depending where you live, it might be a little bit different, but more or less that's it. Obviously, I will just take out Plus, because Plus, I really don't see any point. The added benefits you get from it are really negligible. So I'll take that out. So basically we're comparing the standard, premium and metal. And as I said before, I was using premium for so long and never really saw the benefit of almost paying twice that much for the metal. But when I now go through it, you can see here what are the added values. Now you can get a bit higher ATM withdrawals, even though I personally, the last time I withdrew cash, I don't really remember. So for me, that's not really relevant. And that's why I never upgraded because of that. Exclusive metal card for me also doesn't really make sense, because I usually only use my Apple Watch to pay or my Apple Pay. So there's no point for me to have a fancy card to flash around. Now cashback on card payment, that sounds really exciting, but as I'll show you in a second, actually it's very, very little, and it's only 0.1% within the EU or UK and 1% outside of that. So honestly, if I spend in the country where I live in, which is based in euro basically, I would have to spend 10,000 euros a month just to get back 10 euros in cashback. So honestly, it's really tiny amount. But obviously once I travel, then it is a bit more likely. You spend 2,000 euros and you're gonna get back 20 euros in cashback, which is not too bad. But one thing to keep in mind also, which they don't tell you right away, it is actually capped at the monthly fee that you pay. So you can't get more cashback in a month than the 14 euros you will be paying for the plans. So that's something that was a little bit misleading, because I thought, okay, if I travel internationally, make a lot of purchases, I can really rack in some serious cashback. But that's not really straightforward. But there is a catch to it. I'll show you how you can actually get more cashback than just that number. The discount on international transfers, so instead of 20%, you're gonna get 40%. But honestly, when I send, for example, my dollars from Revolut to my Interactive Brokers account, let's say $2,000 a month, I usually used to pay $4.50. Now I checked with the 40% discount, it's going to be $3.80. So I save around $1, $1.20. So yes, I might deduct that from my payments. So I save €1 over there, but still, I don't upgrade just because of that. Unless you really send huge amounts of transfers internationally every month, I don't really see the point, because the transfer is already quite cheap with Revolut. So then here, one of the big appeals for me to get Revolut Metal in the first place was actually the higher cashback on Revolut Pro. Now Revolut Pro, I made a whole video on that. You can check it out after this video. But basically, these are for your business expenses. Now, I don't know how closely Revolut tracks that, because I've been using my Revolut Pro for quite a lot of things and actually been getting quite a bit of cashback. I'll show you in a second how much I got in total, but in 1 month I got 99 euros in cashback. So that's quite significant. So it used to be 1% on all Revolut Pro transactions, but recently they changed it and now it depends on your Revolut tier level. So on the free plan it's 0.4, on the premium 0.6, and on Revolut Metal 0.8. And that counts any way you spend it, even in your home native country. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, if you spend at least 2,000 euros a month by using a Revolut Pro card at 0.8% for every transaction, let's say you use it, you're actually gonna get back 16 euros and there's no cap to it. So you could spend 4,000 euros and get back 32 euros. So you're actually better off using a Revolut Pro card for many transactions. And that way, basically you already paid back the 14 euros monthly fees. So for me, that was really a big appeal because sometimes certain months I actually have really high expenses, especially now with my upcoming wedding, etc. So having that 0.8% is actually much more attractive than 0.6%. I know it sounds very small, but doing that, I basically get a free metal card and then have all the other perks on top of it, which is really attractive in my eyes. Then in terms of investments, it's very similar, but I also made other videos where I said don't actually use Revolut for your investments because the protection is very little and I really recommend against using Revolut for that. And here we have another big point why I decided to go with Metal over Premium, and that's the cashback you get with Revolut Stays. On Revolut Premium you only get 5% cashback, but if you use Metal you're actually gonna get 10% cashback immediately once you made a booking through them, and I'll show you in a second. You really start saving a lot of money going that way, especially if you travel quite a bit, at least once a month. Honestly, you're going to be saving so much money with Metal, and I'll show you. It was really mind-boggling experience when I compared the different platforms and Revolut Stay. So honestly, that alone was really worth it for me. And the last point that swayed me over to go with Metal over Premium is the fact that you're going to get car hire excess insurance. As it says over here in the fine print, will pay this excess in case of damage or theft of the rental vehicle with a limit of 2,000 euros. So usually I ended up spending at the airport an additional insurance protection. Here, having this one in place, honestly, I probably won't have to do this anymore. Obviously, there are a few key exclusions over here, and keep in mind that the car must have been hired more than 200 kilometers from your home address. So if you hired it at home, it won't be covered. I know it's strange, right? But most likely you're gonna do it abroad anyway. So for me, that was quite attractive as well. But as I said at the beginning of the video, really Revolut Metal only makes sense if you spend quite a bit of money with the card in a month, especially when you use Revolut Pro. The cashback you receive from it really starts adding up. And secondly, if you start traveling quite a bit, as I do as well myself, then using Revolut Stays can really be beneficial to you. So I never really considered Revolut Stays in the past. I always used booking.com for that. I'm a Genius level 3 member and I always enjoyed it and I thought I get the best deal. But recently I started looking more into Revolut Stays and using the platform and tool that is in the Revolut app. I'll show you in a second. But actually I was so surprised how much cheaper my deals get using Revolut Stays compared to booking.com, where I am the highest level of loyalty membership. Now once again, if I go into the fine print of Revolut Stays, because I wanted to find out which platform I'm actually using to do my booking, and as it says over here, Stays is using Expedia as their partner, as well as VRBO, which is kind of an Airbnb alternative, which they basically use for non-hotel based bookings. So this way you can really be sure it's a serious service, and they're going through Expedia, which are together with booking.com arguably the two biggest booking engines, so you can really rely on them. Alright, so with this, let me show you a couple of features with Revolut Metal that you get. First of all, a nice little app where you can change the icon. Usually it's white, now I changed it to black. I know it's a little thing, but you know, I like these little customizations. So this you only got with Revolut Metal. I wouldn't pay 14 euros just to get that app, but it's a nice little touch to have it. By the way, in case you wonder what's this countdown over here, I actually started fasting recently. I'm right now on a 16-hour fast, and this is a countdown until I can eat again. So it's really cool. Anyhow, with this, let's dive into the app. So as you can see over here, my last transactions, and you can see here how I upgraded basically from Revolut Premium, what I had before, onto the Metal plan. And one thing I would strongly recommend you, if you go to Metal, definitely go with the 12-month plan. It can be a monthly plan where you pay basically the 14 euros we've seen before, but I opted to pay the whole amount, 135 euros right away. This way, I basically saved 2 months, because 135 divided by 12 is around 11 euros, and I don't know why. Previously, I paid for the premium on a monthly plan, which was, as you can see over here, 8 euros. So now the difference is only 3 euros, minus the 1 euro I save in transactions. Now the difference is only 2 euros, plus I get all the additional perks I talked to you about before. So honestly, it was actually a no-brainer for me to do upgrade. Now I know that every Black Friday, usually Revolut has also a really great deal on the Revolut Metal plan. I think last year it was for 12 months, 55 euros if I'm not mistaken. So if you can be patient and want to wait, definitely it might be worthwhile to wait for the next Black Friday deal. I can't guarantee that it's going to be this year as well, but usually they do have the deal, so it might be worth waiting. But then again, we've all been waiting for Revolut Ultra, which I've been really patiently waiting to sign up for, and I really hope it will come out soon. They did promise that it would come out this year spring, but sadly we're already end of May and it's still not out, so let's see when this will come eventually. But that's why I decided in the meantime to go for Revolut Metal. But the good good thing is with Revolut, you can always upgrade anytime. You can also downgrade, and they will basically refund you the difference, or you will pay the difference if you want to upgrade. So that's easy. So obviously once you sign up to Metal, you're also going to get a physical card shipped to you. So as you can see over here, I just signed up, so it's going to be delivered to me, but I already can use the virtual card of that Metal card, and I already linked it up to my Apple Pay. So now basically when I double click over here, you can see here, I can have my Metal card digitally with Apple Pay and start paying the same on my Apple Watch. So I really love that, and it's good to go. And this way I start collecting cashback. Of course, with the click of a button, I can also quickly switch to my Revolut Pro card. This way I can get now the 0.8% cashback instead of 0.6%, which I previously got on my premium plan. Right, so once I go into my plan, I can see over here what are my benefits. ATM withdrawals. I haven't made any ATM withdrawals, but if I did, it would show up over here, and anything over 800 euros is, I believe, charged at 2%, so that's quite high. But as I said, I never use that. Plus, of course, unlimited exchange rate, but that's the same for premium. You should ideally make any exchanges during the week, because on the weekend, if you use it in a foreign currency, they will charge you a 1% exchange fee. So if you travel internationally and want to make transactions on the weekend, definitely exchange it during the week before, and then it will take that currency during the weekend. And then once you come back, you can basically just exchange it free of charge. So that way you save the exchange fee. As you can see over here, I made already quite a bit of cashback since I started using it. And basically most of it comes from my Revolut Pro card, what I've used, a little bit on Revolut Stays, but now that I will start using it much more, this will quickly ramp up, and there's no limit to it. That's the good thing. Versus the Metal card, as you can see over here, obviously right now it's 0, but the more I start using it within my country, within Europe, the 0.1% will very slowly add up. Maybe the 1% if I use it internationally. But as I said, this is going to be capped at the monthly amount of 14 euros. When I click into this, basically here you can see the monthly limit is 14 euros. So even if I spend 20,000 euros with the card, I will never go over 14 euros in terms of Metal cashback. So once you reach the monthly limit, I think it really makes sense to go then and start using your Revolut Pro card, because there is no limit to it every month. You could have 500 euros cashback if you use your card for big company expenses, to run your Facebook campaigns, etc. So definitely start using Revolut Pro card as well for the higher cashback. And if you want to see all your insurance coverages, that's also very easy. Just click into your hub over here, go down to insurance, and that will show up all the various insurance you have. And actually, they really made it quite nice. You can see all of them that you have, which are active. Let's say car hire access. I can click into here. It will pull up my policy number. It will show me the region, covered worldwide. I can see quickly what is covered, etc. The car hire access amount, any excess or deductibles, and the maximum rental duration. And of course, who is it provided by? Allianz, which is a dividend-paying company I'm going to buy very soon. It's based in Germany, is one of the biggest insurance companies in the world, very trustworthy, so that's really good, and also will benefit me by being a shareholder in that company. And if you wanted even more detail, you can click into product summary, and then here you have all the summary of what is covered, etc. Now, with this, let's go into my favorite feature and the main reason why I actually signed up to Revolut Metal. As I said, I like to travel quite a bit, even in my own country, but also internationally, and that's why I started using Revolut Stay. So when you click in your hub into Stays, basically it's an interface on top of Expedia platform, so you can check Expedia yourself or go straight here and you can compare, but usually it's the same prices. The only difference is the cashback you're going to be getting. And in this example, I'm actually going to show you a booking I'm going to be making myself for our upcoming honeymoon after the wedding, and that is going to beautiful Mallorca. Right, so I already did my research. So let's, for example, take this hotel over here, the Jumeirah Hotel in Mallorca, beautiful property. That's going to be the price for a week's stay. I know that amount invested in dividend stocks over the next 30 years would be a nice return, but hey, sometimes you also need to treat yourself and enjoy life a little bit. So yeah, I think it's going to be worth it. So here you can see the amount, 5,943. If I then head over to the Expedia app on my phone, I can see exactly the same property, same dates, for exactly the same amount, 5,943. So no difference there. Now, when I then head over to Booking.com, where I'm actually a Genius Level 3 member, which is the highest level of loyalty of Booking.com, versus Expedia, where I'm basically just logged in free of charge and have no membership, the amount is actually even higher, 6,598. It's almost 500 euros more for the same room category. But to be honest, this is not a genius deal. Sometimes there are special properties which have a genius special offer, and then they have 10% discount. So then they would be in a similar price range as Expedia. So it really depends on the period, the hotel you're looking for, the destination. But mostly, generally, they're very similar between Expedia and Booking.com. And obviously, what you get on Revolut Stays is exactly the same as you can get on Expedia. The major difference, however, comes when we look at the cashback. So as you can see over here, the same amount I would be paying with Revolut Stays, then I would be paying with Expedia. So there's really no difference. However, now when I make that transactions, instead of just paying 5,943, I would instantly get back 10% of the room charges. So once I proceed with the transactions and pay the 5,943 euros, once the transaction gets approved, I'm gonna get back 535 euros. So basically that's 10% of the room cost, excluding the fees, etc. So it's just purely on the room cost without the taxes and so on. But that's a huge savings. So basically the total booking would cost me around 5,400 versus 5,900. So that's a massive saving. And that one booking with the cashback alone basically pays around for 4 years of Revolut Metal for me. And compare that with Booking.com, I would be saving almost 1,000 euros. Absolutely mind-boggling. So you can really see if you travel a lot, Revolut Metal can honestly save you a lot of money. And I've actually tested it on 5-6 different cities, 5-star hotels, 4-star hotels, and every time I ended up being significantly cheaper, obviously taking the cashback into consideration with Revolut stays. In fact, sometimes I actually end up making bookings for friends, and when we travel together, then I will make the booking on behalf of all of us. Afterwards we split the money, but the cashback comes to me, right? So that's really nice benefit of doing that, and you can really see how you can quickly start adding up. So I'm really confident the more I start traveling, my cashback is going to be really starting to grow up very nicely over there. And the good thing is with Revolut stays cashback, there is no limit. So the 14 euro limit per month only applies for your Revolut Metal card, but for Revolut stays, it's infinite. So the more you travel, the more cashback you get, and I think it really starts getting very attractive. So to sum up, once again, if you're using the first time Revolut and spending very little, not traveling much, I think the free plan is absolutely your best friend and enough for most people. Once you get a bit more serious, start traveling a bit more, sending money internationally, I think Premium definitely has a great value for money at only 8 euros a month. And I believe they can also have a 12-month plan where you save 2 months. So that will be around 6 euros a month. So that's definitely worth the money. And lastly, if you travel a lot, spend more than 2,000 euros a month, I really think Metal right now is probably the best value for money. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to be using it for all my bookings in the future, and I will definitely keep you updated how much cashback I'm starting to accumulate using Revolut Stays and of course Revolut Pro, with that higher cashback I get by using Revolut Metal. Of course, I'm still very excited about the upcoming Revolut Ultra plan. Hopefully this will roll out very soon. I do believe it will be a significantly higher monthly cost, but I also hope that will add a lot more benefits, such as 1% cashback on everything without a monthly cap. I think that would be very attractive to many people, and I would be really hoping for unlimited airport lounge access, because for me as a frequent traveler, I really value that a lot. But we shall see when it comes out. I will definitely keep you updated and do a separate video on this. Next up, check out this video over here. I always love hearing from you, so please leave me a comment below. I get back to every single one of you. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. It means the world to me. As always, stay healthy, get wealthy, and I see you in the next one. Ciao.